Lasagna. There are so many different ways of making lasagna. Is there a right or wrong recipe? Probably not, because lasagna is always nice. But guys, there are some very important details in making lasagna. Let's find out. Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate. Today we're reacting to the most popular lasagna video on YouTube. Well, it's the fourth most popular, but I recommend this as the most popular because it's fun and the title is How to Make Matty Madison Guaranteed to Get You Laid Lasagna. It does deserve a reaction, right? Let's see if this guy can make a lasagna. He's got a nice belly like mine. So I think he's a foodie just like me. So let's see how he makes his lasagna.
Never date anyone who doesn't like lasagna. If you don't like lasagna, you're probably an idiot. You probably vote for people that you shouldn't vote for. I'm Matty Madison.
This guy's fun. I mean, he did say it. If you don't like lasagna, there is something wrong with you. I agree. This guy now has a YouTube channel, just his YouTube channel is going so popular, he's fun to watch, he does swear a lot, I don't know if you like that, but trust me, he's funny.
See this layer? See these things? This is what lasagna should look like.
I agree, layers of happiness and beautiful cheese. Now, again, there are so many different versions of lasagna. I like the authentic Bolognese lasagna, I like to be as close as possible to the Bolognese lasagna. Let's see how this lasagna is gonna be.
Step one! First we're gonna brown our beef. We have to make our base, right? So I just put in canola oil because...
Oh, no, I don't wanna know because. Why do you put canola oil? Always use extra virgin olive oil. He's got, look at his knife. He's got expensive knives there and then he uses canola oil, the cheapest nasty oil. No, extra virgin olive oil. I don't like the way you started, Matt. I like you, but don't do that, Matty.
If you put it really nice olive oil into this pan right here, it's just gonna fucking burn and you're gonna get shitty fucking...
No, man, don't say this. Don't teach people this thing. Don't teach people the wrong thing, please. Extra virgin olive oil is the most beautiful things. You cook it gently, medium heat, and that's how you cook the meat. Don't share the wrong information with people, please. Canola oil, it's rubbish. It's good for frying.
So then we're gonna just take the beef and you just rip off like kind of like little pieces and you drop it in to the pan and you let that surface area brown.
Okay, that's another thing, okay? In Bologna, where the lasagna was created, respect for the city of Bologna, all over Italy, lasagna is made different ways. Like in America, in England, and here in Australia, you can do what you want, but it is very important that you put flavors into your meat. Before you cook the beef, you put extra virgin olive oil in the pan, chopped onion, chopped celery, chopped carrots. You cook it for about 10 minutes, caramelized, and then you put the meat. The meat needs these flavors to make a lasagna. Always. No matter what lasagna you're making. It can be a lasagna from Austria, it can be a lasagna from Canada, a lasagna from Japan. You do need this step. A must.
You're by yourself, you know, just have a few conversations with yourself. Ask yourself how you are. How are you? I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Well, that's a lot of garlic for lasagna. You never use garlic in lasagna, but I know people love garlic. I know people in USA, in Northern America, you guys think that Italians always use garlic. You know, we don't use garlic all the time, okay? We use onion for lasagna, for beef.
And then a neat little trick that you can do is you just take a little salt and then you just press down on it and you just make kind of like a little garlic puree kind of.
That's nice. That's beautiful to learn this. I've never done this before. It looks really cool. Thank you, Matty.
So with the veggies, I like to put a lot of olive oil so they can't...
Okay, so he's got extra virgin olive oil. Why is he not using that for the meat?
We're pretty much making bolognese, right? Like meat sauce. So a good foundation to any bolognese, garlic, onions, carrots. This is a large carrot. I won't need...
Where is the onion? Where is the celery? My friend, don't share the wrong information. That's how you wanna make. Of course this video says guaranteed to get you laid. I understand you wanna use the garlic, but the garlic is gonna make you stink. How can you kiss the person if you're going to make love with this person? remove the garlic. You can kiss the partner a little bit longer when you're in bed.
Okay, so this is a trick. You don't want big chunks. Nobody likes big chunks. So I just have a cheese grater. Carrots give it a really rich body that I think is necessary when making a meat sauce.
I'm not a fan of big chunks, so I will do this too. Very good, Matty. Thank you.
And then this is just gonna like melt in with the onions and the garlic and the olive oil and just make...
Okay, so you use the onion. He didn't mention onion, but he's using the onion.
This is my favorite kind of way to make a lasagna because I just honestly think like people make it too tomato-y. I don't like stuff that's too tomato-y because then it gets soupy and all this bullshit. No.
I agree. The tomato sauce needs to be so thick. I don't want the soup. I want the tomato sauce to be thick and full of flavors. But you need to cook the meat with the vegetables from the beginning. Please.
I think it's a very traditional lasagna, but I've never had an Italian make me lasagna like this. But it's like, I think this is the way that Italians should make their lasagna. Whoa!
Wow. Wow, you want to change the culture. Okay, look, I see what people, I get lots of comments on YouTube, but people being very rude, you know, saying you guys Italians are not to cook, you guys Italians food is bad. I understand you do it your way, but please respect your origins and the culture of a cuisine. You know, if you eat lasagna, it's because it was created in Bologna. A little bit of respect of the people of Bologna who have created the lasagna, and they still make the best lasagna in the world, in my opinion, okay? Don't really say this kind of comments because first, it's not funny, second, it's not informative, and you're not teaching anything to anyone, okay? So, you need to have a base. You know, tomorrow I can't start doing Japanese food tomorrow. I'll do videos, I'll show you to do Japanese food, I'll make it my way without knowing how the traditional recipe is done in Japan. And I just say to you, oh, you know, the Japanese will love my version more. I can't say that because I'm offending an entire nation, you know? Please don't use these comments. That's what I say to you. Don't use these comments.
This is the way Italians should make their lasagnas. That's dark. I take that back, fully.
Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you got it back. I'm glad. See? A round of applause. And I like. And Matty, I do love your new channel. It's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Wow. Stir that around. You cook it, you cook it, you cook it, you cook it, you cook it. It's yummy. Woo! It's cooking.
He's funny. This guy is really funny.
Then you take that, put it into the meat, right? We got the meat. Oh, amazing. You stir that around, stir in the meat. Oh my goodness, all the tomato.
What is missing here, which is okay, he's doing it. I'm sure the flavors are nice. Nothing wrong, okay? The reason why you do that is because you're adding all the ingredients in one pot. The flavors stay in the pot. When you eat the lasagna, every single fork of lasagna that you have, you want the flavors in there. You want the flavors in your lasagna.
Tomato paste, the carrots, the onions, the garlic, developing, building a foundation, growing into a perfect lasagna world.
When you say that foundation, it needs to be done from the beginning, my friend. Foundation, okay?
Then we're gonna add beef stock.
Okay, you can. Nothing wrong. I've done it before, and I still do it sometimes. What I've learned from my friend David from Bologna is that you never put stock in there. You put the wine. What the wine does gives more flavor to the meat, but the alcohol disappears, you know? Beef stock, you don't need it. Matty is not doing anything wrong. You know, I've done beef stock before and still do it. But I have to tell you, if you use only red wine in there right now, it's gonna be so much better. Let me tell you.
Reduce that right down to the meat. As soon as you see the meat, and then it's boiling, and then it goes past the meat. And then it turns into this one whole unit.
You know, it's very important you don't burn the meat. So he's stirring because you don't want that meat to get stuck to the pan. It's a nice pot, to the pot. You don't want that to be stuck. So you always have to stir. So I recommend you to cook it on a medium heat.
Some milk now. Half of the milk.
Milk is something that you add right at the end, okay? So how long is this meat been cooking for? I don't see any sauce in there. Is there any tomato sauce? No. You add the milk after the tomato sauce. And you add the milk right at the end when the sauce is extremely thick.
Stir that in. All of a sudden, whoa, that turns into this like meat sludge. So we're gonna add the rest of the milk.
So far there is no tomato sauce. You only have beef stock and milk.
Look at this. pure beef. Add your 3 egg yolks. Stir those in, okay?
Egg yolk? Why are you using egg yolk? I've never seen this before. You don't have to use egg yolk. No, guys. You never have to use egg yolks in your lasagna. You just need to use tomato sauce. Remove the egg, remove the milk, remove the beef stock. Just put tomato sauce. Can be a mix of tomato paste, peeled tomatoes, and passata. Don't do this stuff. No eggs. You usually use eggs when you make a ricotta and spinach filling for your ravioli, so you need the eggs to combine ingredients, but you don't need the eggs to combine anything right now.
Some parsley.
Parsley in the lasagna? My friend, yeah, you can use parsley, nothing wrong with parsley, but basil is what goes well with the sauce. Yes, you can put parsley, nothing wrong. But the basil is the most important ingredient.
So you put a little sauce down, you create that sauce on the bottom.
It's good to put the sauce at the bottom because the pasta sheet don't get stuck to the tray. What I recommend is to put less, is put a lot of meat. I will put definitely less. Basically what you want to do is you want to have the bottom to be nice and wet so that the pasta doesn't get stuck. Other recommendation, what you can do, you can spread a little bit of butter around the casserole so you do avoid the pasta sticking to the casserole.
We're gonna put down our pasta noodles. Ready to bake noodles, so we don't have to blanch them, you don't have to fuck around with all that stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you can use any noodles, pasta noodles that you like. Of course, I always like to use fresh pasta sheet, which you do need to cook, boil it for a couple of minutes because otherwise they're a bit chewy. Yes, it's more work, but yes, it's tastier. But I have to say, most of the time I am lazy and I do what Matty is doing. I just buy those dry noodles and they're just good. They're not the best, but they're good.
We're gonna take our mozzarella.
Now he's using a good dry mozzarella. I like to use fresh mozzarella most of the time, especially for salads. But when you do something like this, you're gonna cook the lasagna for half an hour. The dry mozzarella he's using, it's just perfect. It melts perfectly. You get a beautiful cheesy filante, cheesy, look there, so go for that.
So we got the cheese here and you pull it over to the sides because you want an even amount of cheese.
Yeah, so what he's doing is a bit too much cheese. No, I would say no, because you want to cut the cheese. You want to cut the cheese and spread it everywhere, but you don't want to have a layer just of cheese just like that. It's a bit too much, and at the same time it's not going to melt the way you want that to melt, and it's not how the lasagna should taste in your mouth when you have it. You just want the cheese to be there, but not like it's a bit too much, my friend. So again, you do what you want. Don't start saying, oh, you guys Italians don't know what to do, or blah blah blah. I'm just my opinion. I'm just telling you, one layer of cheese just like that is not needed for lasagna. You just get the cheese, cut it, chop it up, and put it in there, and it will melt. And when it melts, it will spread. You're gonna have a bomb lasagna there, a bomb.
So then we're gonna put the noodles on top.
Not using ricotta, not using bechamel. But at the same time, what I recommend you to do is to chop up your cheese, and I will use a mix of provolone, mozzarella, and parmigiano or pecorino grated. Put it everywhere. These are the flavors that you want of the cheese. By putting the cheese like that, you're not giving much flavors, my friend. You're missing the tomato sauce, flavors. You're missing the taste of parmigiano, flavors. And you're missing this beautiful provolone and mozzarella melting everywhere. Yeah, just work on that next time, trust me. Again, your lasagna is looking good. I'm sure it's gonna get you laid, but you can get laid more.
And press it all down.
The pressing technique is very important. Always press, because you can create more layers by doing that.
And then at this point, I like to put a little bit of parsley. You just want that one layer.
Again, he likes parsley, that's fine. Do what you want. I would choose basil.
Really nice parsley, because that is what's gonna make it. All of a sudden you're eating, you're like, all that cheese and all that meat, you're like, whoa, holy fuck. Parsley.
Well, you do say that because your cheese is way too much and your meat doesn't have tomato sauce. So yeah, maybe the parsley will make you a little bit happier. Hey, yeah, I found something different.
Then noodle, then cheese. That's a lot of cheese. then meat.
He's hilarious, this guy. He's hilarious. I mean, he knows it's a lot of cheese. It's hilarious. I mean, he made this lasagna to get laid, so there's nothing I can say. I mean, if it works, all of us should be making this lasagna to get laid, you know? But I think I can get laid with my normal lasagna too.
Then noodle, then cheese. This is crazy. Then
Yeah, you said it right. It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. How much lasagna? How many layers are you doing?
and then we're gonna grate some parm on top.
That parmigiano should have been grated on each layer.
This probably weighs, I don't know, like 10 pounds.
This is heavy, man. That's very heavy. Very, very heavy. I think if you have that lasagna, you're not gonna get laid because you can't do it. I think you can do it the day after because you're not gonna have the energy to do it. You just wanna be on your sofa enjoying the happiness in your belly. It's beautiful lasagna, you know? Even though it's not done right, it is beautiful.
The best olive oil in the world here. I'll shout out to the Franks, love you guys.
If it's got the best olive oil in the world, why don't you cook that beef with the extra virgin olive oil?
A little bit is maybe a little extra. Now we just gotta bake this
There's no pepper,
for about a half an hour at 350 degrees Celsius.
Now, 350 degrees Celsius is very high, very high. I would say 200, 220 the most Celsius. What you need to do is you need to cover your lasagna with half foil, because if you cook the lasagna for half an hour uncovered, you're gonna burn the top part. Okay, and it's got way too much cheese there. It's gonna go everywhere. Let me tell you. Yeah, that cheese looks burnt, but I guess people like that caramelized, they call it flavor. Looks a bit burnt. I think it's been less than half an hour, because half an hour, yeah, it will burn more, because 350 Celsius is way too high, okay? So I think we need to ask him again if it is 350. I don't believe it's 350 Celsius. He did put more parsley. It does look beautiful. The cheese mozzarella used is good. It's just, it's missing some important flavors.
I think it needs it. It looks a little bit cheesy, so you really want to cut through that with the
A little bit cheesy. It's extremely cheesy. Cheese is like perfect for cheese lovers. If you're a cheese lover, this is what you do. Make this lasagna now.
golden brown. You got the edges, it looking beautiful.
Yeah, you do want the golden brown on the edges. You know, like when I make pasta forno, like baked pasta, lasagna, you always want the edges to be a little bit burned. When I say burned, caramelized, you know, cooked well. You do want that. And you want the cheese to be beautiful, melted, and full of flavors.
Just gonna let this now chill out, because if I was to cut this now, it would just turn into fucking slop, and you don't want that. You want it to set and rest, slice it, and you'll get a nice fucking load.
Yeah, that's right. Don't cut it straight away. It's always, my opinion, I like to serve the lasagna like warm. I prefer room temperature, just because I do want to have the big chunk of lasagna going into my plate. You don't want something floppy, you know. You went through the effort of making lasagna. You want to have a nice big chunk in your plate.
This guy's a good lasagna. I think Garfield would be happy. I think he would be very excited with me. I think he would eat this and have a really good day. Probably not too productive, but you know.
Not too productive, and definitely you're not getting laid, because the other person won't be able to get laid like you. So the day after, yes, you can get laid.
I got a beautiful chef. He was on Top Chef Canada. Ever heard of that? It's only losers watch that. Complete, utter losers watch that. So you guys...
He's funny, this guy. That's why I love his channel. Subscribe to his channel, please. He's amazing. He's really good.
I'm the best chef in the world. Feeding one of the lesser chefs. That's okay. I'm not going to judge.
He's funny. I like him. He's funny. It is funny. I'm sure it's delicious, guys. I'm sure it's delicious. This lasagna doesn't look bad, and it gets you laid, so no, go wrong. Just if you can follow my instruction a little bit. I'm nobody to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you advice. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. Matty is great. His food is always great. But please don't forget, Italian cuisine is made in Italy, born in Italy. It's got lots of traditions in every city, so more respect. Please never make those comments like you did before, okay? More respect for our traditions, okay? Guys, have you enjoyed this video? I hope you did. I like this guy. I like food. Food in general is amazing. Thank you for watching my reaction videos. I only want to spread more information to you so you can think twice next time you make your Italian food at home. Thank you so much. Please write a comment below. Let me know what video you want me to react to. Just write it down there. If you can add the link, even better, so I can react to that video. Even if it's something in your country, I'm looking for some Filipino and Indian Italian dishes, so please share with me if you have it. And what can I say? See you in the next reaction video. E ora si mangia Vincenzo's Plate. Matty has his own YouTube channel. He's great, he's fun, and you need to subscribe to his channel. He's growing on YouTube so fast, like crazy. So check it out.